welcome back to my channel, or for those of you who are watching for the first time, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I create videos about the college and graduate school application processes so that you guys know everything you need to know about getting into the schools of your dreams. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about different types of applications that you can submit to colleges. Specifically, I'm going to talk about three different types: early decision applications, early action applications, and regular decision applications. Let's start by talking about early decision applications. These applications are typically due, I would say, anywhere between mid-October and early December. It will vary based on the school you're applying to. And the unique thing about early decision applications are that if you get in, if the school you're applying to grants you acceptance, you have to go there. It is a binding decision. So if you're submitting an early decision application, you best want to go to that school. It's also important to know that early decision applicants have a higher acceptance rate than do early action or regular decision applicants. There's a lot of speculation about why this is, but I honestly think it's because colleges like that the student really wants to go there. The colleges like that the student is willing to not apply anywhere else if that one college grants them acceptance. And so early decision is binding and it has an early deadline, as the name early suggests. The second application type is early action. Similar to early decision, these deadlines range from about October 15th-ish to early December. However, the difference between early action and early decision is that early action is not binding. If you apply to a school early action, you do not have to go there if you get in. The only benefit of applying early action is you get to find out an answer earlier. Another advantage of applying early action is that you've increased eligibility for honors colleges at different schools, as well as merit scholarship money. Some schools will make it really clear on their websites that if you apply after that early date, you can't even be considered for merit scholarship funding or for being part of an honors college at a given school. And that's not true for all schools. Some schools that you apply to regular decision will still consider you for these things. But it's really important to see what you might be missing out on if you don't apply early and instead wait until that final regular decision deadline. There are two types of early action schools: single choice or unrestricted. If a school is single choice early action, it just means that you can only apply early to that school. It is not binding, you don't ultimately have to go there, but you can't apply early action to any other schools. Non-restrictive early action, on the other hand, does not limit how many schools you can apply to early. Heck, you can apply to 20 schools early action. There is no restrictions on where you can apply. Acceptance rates, again, are higher for early action than they are for regular decision, and there's again a lot of speculation about why this might be, but at the end of the day, just know that if you do apply early to a school, your odds of getting in are better than if you wait till the regular decision route. Which then leads us to the last application type, which is regular decision. Regular decision deadlines tend to be anywhere from the end of December to the end of January, and this is essentially the last possible time to submit your application to be considered for that school's upcoming class. There are no real advantages to it other than the fact that you can have longer to work on your application. So those are typically the options presented to students when they think about applying to a school. And not all schools offer all these options. Some schools might offer all three, while some schools maybe only have a regular decision deadline. It's really important for you to go on the admissions page of the university you're looking at and see what kinds of application deadlines they have. Maybe they just have one regular decision deadline, or perhaps they have early decision, early action, and regular decision. It really is a mixed bag on what each university and college offers. So, a lot of students will come to me and say, these are all these weird choices, I don't know what to choose, what do I do? And so I'm going to end this video by kind of talking about my tips on how best to decide if you should apply to a school early decision, early action, or regular decision. If you're applying to a school early decision, you had better be so positive that you want to go to that school. You'd better visit at that school before applying. Hopefully you've maybe even visited students who go there and stayed overnight in their dorm. Maybe you've sat in on some classes, or maybe an older sibling has been a part of that school and so you're really kind of familiar with it. I only encourage students to apply early decision if they are really certain they want to go there. Because if they're not, and let's say they get in and then realize it's not the school for them, they're pretty much stuck. And so it is a good option for students who have their heart set on a school, but it's not really a great choice for anyone else due to its binding nature. The second option of early action is something I strongly recommend my students do. In fact, I think that everyone should be applying early to schools if at all possible, simply because your odds of getting in are better, as well as the fact that normally you get admission decisions faster too. And so it's kind of a win-win. Your stress period is shortened and also your odds of getting in are increased. And then as I mentioned before, some early action schools are single choice, meaning you can only apply to one school early action. I recommend that only if students really want to go to that one school. For example, I wanted to go to Yale really badly when I was in high school, and Yale is a single choice early action school. And I knew that by applying there early action, I wasn't going to be able to apply early anywhere else, but I was so sure that that is somewhere I really wanted to go. So I took the deep dive and I applied early. You can definitely do that. There's a number of single choice early action schools, and I don't discourage you from applying to them early if and only if you really think you want to go there. You don't have to want to go there as much as you want to go to early decision schools, because remember, even single choice early action is not binding, but you are giving up your early action options at other schools, so it needs to be a school that you're at least pretty certain that you like. One caveat to know, though, is a lot of times single choice early action schools will still let you apply to non-US institutions as well as large state schools in their sort of early round. Normally, it's more just private schools that you can't apply to early action, and so it can kind of get confusing. Be sure to read the application page of the colleges you're looking at and make sure you read all that small print, because you might be limiting yourself and not even needing to limit yourself. And then regular decision, I really only encourage for students who can't get their applications done by the early decision or early action deadlines. You typically have about a month to almost 2 months extra time to work on your application if you're applying to school's regular decision. For some students, this time is really essential in order to ensure that they're submitting a really high quality application. But if you've been able to get your application finished by that mid-October to early December deadline, by all means, consider applying early to the schools that you really love. And so I hope from this you see that there are really a lot of different application deadline possibilities for you. If you're someone who's on top of your game and you are positive of the school you want to go to, apply early decision and maximize your chances of getting into that school. If you're someone who's early but not totally certain where you can see yourself ending up, apply early action to as many schools as you can to maximize getting into those schools and also just reduce how much time you're stressing out about college admissions. And if you're kind of behind the 8 ball and your application isn't up to par by that October, November deadline, wait till regular decision deadlines so that you have enough time to polish your application and make sure it's the best it can possibly be. I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope now maybe all these different application deadlines at all these different schools might not appear so confusing. But if you guys still have any more questions, either send me an email, my email's in the description box below, or comment on this video and I'll get back to you guys as quickly as possible. If you learned anything at all from this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more tips and tricks about the college application process. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.